Good evening.
Yeah.
Mizfitz Sport Radio, as you can see, and then there were two.
And then there were two. It's only two of us this week. But we're here. The show must go on.
Definitely. Show must go on. You know, starters, apologies for last week. Technical difficulties caused for a delay of posting. I promise you guys, though, we had a good conversation last week. I promise you missed a good one.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
But
maybe we can post it later when we figure out how to get it on.
Yeah, once we work out those kinks, it'll be in the blooper reel or something. Because you know, your boy is Nostradamus. You know, I say it all, but you know,
yeah. That's what I wanted the people to see. Me get up and walk right through that goddamn door right there, talking that nonsense.
But we got a good one in store for you tonight, guys. Obviously, it's your boy Chips.
Yeah.
We here. We're ready to go, and we're gonna jump right into it. This week has been amazing in sports. You know, starting off with NBA Media Day. That was just Monday, just passed. You know, between trade talk, team talks, people getting comfortable with their teams, a lot going on in the NBA.
The laughters.
Yeah.
The different types of laughs.
But go ahead and jump it off, Chips. What's your takeaway from Media Day, from the beginning of basically the NBA season?
The big takeaway from Media Day, I'm a comedy dude. So it's obviously your boy Kawhi, who is very soft-spoken, but opened up his interview saying he was asked a question. The question was, what should the people of Toronto know about him? And first thing he says is he's a fun guy. And then he starts talking, and then the guy asks, he says, you know, you have to ask me more particular questions in order for me to give you the whole spiel. I can't give you the whole spiel, you know, just off that question. Then he looks, he says, I don't even know where you're at right now. And then I'm not even going to try to repeat the laugh. I won't of that laugh. Yo, but his mouth wasn't moving. That's the funny thing, yo. And like you couldn't even tell he was laughing.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought the laugh came from somebody in the crowd.
And your boy Pop, who ain't here, you know, R.I.P. because he's at work right now, slaving for the white man in Trump, you know. But he said that his laugh sounded like he was a secret mass murderer somewhere in Kentucky.
Yo.
Yo, and it went so perfect because it was either that or he was a pervert. Like,
yo.
Like, it was crazy the way he laughed, yo. So that was the most funniest thing from the NBA Media Day. But in other basketball-related stories, of course, like you mentioned, the trade of Jimmy Butler, all kind of rumors circulating around right now. Does he want to go to LA? Is that his preferred team, or is Miami now his preferred team? Nobody knows. I'm not going to speculate. I don't like to get all in the rumors, especially now. Another story was Kyrie coming into New York next year. We was going to be saved, and him and Jimmy Butler going to team up. And now Kyrie like, why do I want to leave Boston? I see number 11 raised in the Raptors one day. So who knows with all these rumors? But it's kind of big when you think about the Butler situation because Tibbs, as you know, wants to keep him there. But the ownership, like, yo, listen, and shout out to the ownership, man, because I'm the type of dude, I don't like players. You don't want to play here, you don't want to be here, deuces, man. Kick rocks, go wherever you want to go. You know what I'm saying? So the owners is like, yo, we want a deal done ASAP. So now you got Miami pushing hard. Who else was in there? Phoenix, the last story came out that they wanted to get in on the deal.
Yeah.
Not necessarily for him, but
they just wanted PC. PC?
Yeah, they wanted PC. They want to get some of that cheese. But now, the latest story that came out was that Minnesota's asking price was too much, and they pulling out. So who knows where he's going to end up? That was a big story. And then, of course, you got other players. Kyle Lowry talking about he didn't. I think he gave an interview and said that he was ducking and dodging calls from the Raptors after they traded his friend DeMar.
Feelings.
So he was in his feelings, so that was kind of funny.
Sensitive, man. It's a business.
But I'm gonna be a little homer right now, and I'm kind of nervous about my Knicks situation. My man Kyrie said he's comfortable in Boston, man. But listen, everybody has to say the right things at some point. Like apparently LeBron, when he went to Miami, he was planning it from a while ago. So nobody knows what these players do nowadays, what they're thinking. Yeah. What they planning. So another big story that came out recently, or I saw it today, it might have came out today or yesterday, is that your boy Melo decided he won't be okay with coming off the bench because Houston wants to start Eric Gordon. And Bob, kudos, Melo, kudos. You finally realized you ain't got it like that no more, fam. You need to be a role player. You need to play your part and help the team win. Stop being greedy. You're not a superstar no more. You're still a good player. Not gonna bash you that hard. You're still a good player.
He's okay.
But you're not a superstar no more. You cannot carry a team anymore. You have to fit in, or you have to get in when you fit in, bro. So kudos to him. If he comes off the bench, I'll wait till it happens and there's no beef. And then I'll give you full, praise to Melo, finally realizing that he ain't got it no more. So that's my big takeaways from NBA Media Day.
So definitely, that Kawhi laugh is like epic. That's gonna go down up there with the dude cry, the wild cry meme where the dude was like, I
still love you.
That's gonna go down
inside.
Is the epic laugh ever, because you're right. Pop saying that he definitely sounded like a cross between like a drugged up Eddie Murphy and a serial killer. like I swore that laugh came from the crowd. I had to watch it like 4 times.
I just heard Eddie Murphy's laugh in my head too.
But yeah, outside of obviously that, the one thing I definitely noticed is LeBron. His conversation was intriguing to me because he said that he wasn't a patient person and he felt like he was going to have to be patient. This is probably the first time, even when he went back to Cleveland and was getting used to everybody, you didn't hear him talk about, I got to be patient. We're new. We got to gel. Even when he went to Miami, it wasn't, I got to be patient. It was, we went in 7, rings and all of that crazy.
Not 1, not 2.
Word. So for him to be on some, I got to be patient now. I got to learn to be patient. It's like, okay, maybe he really understands, like, you really got, like, the Rat Pack over here. Like, it's not a bunch of superstars now. Like, you really about to have to try and do this with some for real role players.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be eye-opening for him. Now, obviously, I got high hopes for the Lakers because I feel like Kuzma and Ingram are going to be able to show out a lot, because there's not going to be any double team and it's not going to be any type of clogging the lane. But I feel like it's still going to be, like I said in episode 1, it's really going to be getting adjusted to playing with LeBron, because you really become a spot-up shooter with him. It's not
I.e. Lance talking about he working on his jumper, his spot-up jumper. If you don't get your ass.
I mean, as long as Rondo don't come out saying no stupid shit like that,
Well, what do you think about not to stop your topics, but what do you think about Lonzo coming off the bench for Rondo, which is what they're talking about?
I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't see that happening.
No.
I feel like they might talk about it, but I don't feel like Rondo being in the game with Bron is efficient. I don't feel like that's going to be effective because it's going to be way too much. Like it's going to be like you're going to have a boxing one. You're going to have one roamer. Like whoever's playing Rondo is going to be a free safety out there. You're not going to have to play up on him.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, Lonzo Ball's shot isn't great, but he'll hit it. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got to at least make sure you out there a little bit. Rondo, it's on some, I dare you.
Well, the article, the reason why I asked is I believe I saw an article where they said they already determined that Rondo was going to be the starter and Ball coming off the bench. But we'll see, like I said.
Yeah, I feel like it's still too soon for that. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we all know who's going to decide who's starting and who's not starting, and it's not Luke Walton. Point blank and period. It's not Luke Walton. He's not.
So you think LeBron is coaching in LA as he was in Cleveland and Miami?
I would be. Just remember, every time they went to a in the huddle clip for Cleveland, how many times you saw Ty Lue drawing up plays?
Not hardly ever.
Exactly. Last year, the year before that, Luke was out there really calling plays. I would be very hard-pressed to see if that continues. And if it does, then that shows a maturity by LeBron. Like, okay, he has something going with this team already. Let me try and get in and fit in where I can and not try and take over. But I feel like that's one of those personality traits where it's like being yourself is that in itself. Like, LeBron's not a give up the reins type of dude. Like he's never had to play that role, so I can't see it happening, so to speak. Mm-hmm. But in the Jimmy Butler talks, let me ask you this: what do you feel like Jimmy is worth? Because obviously they said the Timberwolves asking price was too high. What do you feel like Jimmy is worth at this day and age?
I don't think he. I think we touched on this last week. If I'm not mistaken, of the episode that we couldn't post. I don't think he's a max player. Do I think he's going to get max money? I think he is because he's still a very solid two-way player. I
was about to say, don't forget, Michael Conley got 100 or something million.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like players
played a quarter of a season since getting that money.
Yeah, players are getting paid. Like you almost can't avoid giving a player the money if your team needs that player or wants that player. Do I personally feel that he's a max player? I don't. He's a very good player, like I said, very good two-way player. But I don't think – when I think of max player, I think of somebody who's going to lead my team, somebody who's going to be the star on my team. Now, just let me use my Knicks as an example. If we got Kyrie and Butler both in free agency, who's leading that team?
It's different. I feel like it's different. In that regards, anytime you have a high-power point guard, normally they're the leader. So, like, on the Celtics right now, even though they have so many different weapons, Kyrie ultimately, like, they go where Kyrie goes, I feel like, as far as the Celtics go.
Well, nobody on the Celtics is bigger than Kyrie right now. Or even close to it. Gordon, but he's coming off an injury.
Yeah,
but
you don't know what you're going to get with Gordon.
Yeah, and he's really not up there on a superstar level. He's a very good player. You know what I mean?
I feel like Tatum put himself in that category for that team going into this year.
But he's young.
That's what I meant, like going into it.
Yeah, we can't, like, he's young. You know, he had a great season. He looks like a potential superstar. You know, just like what's the boy from Phoenix? From Philly. Why am I drawing a blank?
Who, Simmons?
Simmons, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, those guys are very young, so they are potential superstars. You know what I mean? Yeah, they had a pretty even season. You know what I'm saying?
I like Tatum more. I mean, obviously,
and that's fine. And that's
the
fine.
ability to score is important in the league.
and that's fine. That's fine. But there has been many debates on how Simmons was doing versus how Tatum was doing. And me personally, I think they had pretty even seasons. You know, one is better at this and the other is better at that. You know, and you mix and match from there. But like I was saying, if you put Kyrie and Jimmy, or just say even if you get Jimmy and I'm not going to say Kevin Durant because you all know Kevin Durant will be
that's
leader. If you somehow Toronto was so I heard rumors that they were trying to get Jimmy up there to play with Kawhi in Toronto. So just say both of them are on the same team and one's playing a 2 and one's playing a 3. Who's your leader? It's going to be Kawhi. Nobody's going to pick Jimmy over any other significant player to be the leader. So that's part of the reason why I think he's not a max player. He's going to get paid. I think he's going to get max money wherever he goes. Me personally, do I want my team to pay him max money? Not if we don't have to.
So I personally feel like Kawhi still needs to prove that he's a leader. He's obviously – if he's considered a leader, it's obviously not a vocal leader. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't really – he don't vocalize. He don't like drive home like, all right, he doesn't have that impact to me. So
but if Toronto wants to keep him, they pay him max money.
Everybody's gonna pay him max money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's a guarantee. Like you can't have no debate. Are you giving Kawhi max money? You can have the debate. You can have the debate.
I personally put Kawhi up there with KD and LeBron in that class, though. Personally.
Okay.
Barring how he comes back from this injury that kept him out all of last year, quote unquote injury.
Yeah. Respectfully.
But I mean, I see what you're saying, and I do understand. I feel like Jimmy doesn't get credit because Jimmy led the Bulls. You look at the last time the Bulls made the playoffs, Jimmy was leading the team in scoring and everything. I feel like he was a product of what we were doing, and then that's what led him to become that forefront under Tibbs. But then I also felt like he's a product. His biggest downfall is Tibbs too, because I've said this to you guys on the side, and we've talked about this plenty of times. When Tibbs was the coach of the Bulls, he was horrible. I felt, and everybody gave him so much credit for the Bulls' success. I'm like, yeah, he made us a defensive team, but he ran all of the Bulls players down into the ground. Like
that's his MO.
He doesn't know how to sub. He doesn't know how to manage time to where like 2 or 3 players in the starting 5 of any of his team is like averaging the most minutes outside of LeBron probably. Like, so, I mean, I don't know. I think Jimmy's definitely a max player. I think he has at least 4 to 5 good more years left in him. So that could be your bar. You know what I mean? You set your bar on either 3 minutes or 3 years or 4 years. I feel like he has about 4 to 5 more years where he's going to be, you know, a 20 point a night, 25 and 5 player, personally. And then playing defense add on top of that. But I don't know. This whole notion of him wanting to go to the Heat now, I don't feel like that's going to do anything because I don't feel like the Heat are ready to go anywhere. I feel like the Heat.
What is the Wade situation? Did he make a decision yet?
He said he's going to the Heat. He's going to finish it out. He's going to do this one last year with the Heat, yeah.
Okay, all right.
That's leading to another thing. I ain't want Dwayne Wade to beat him up because, you know, Dwayne Wade had an issue when he commented on that pick of Gabby Union. And now all of a sudden Dwayne Wade said he coming back and now Jimmy want to go to Miami? I don't know. It might be some locker room beat.
Might be some furniture moving in the mother.
Word. But I don't know if I agree with that Heat situation. I feel like all of this now is speculation. As soon as one team comes up, everybody's like, oh, well, that's what Jimmy said he wants to go down. Because it started out where the Clippers was his main choice.
Yeah.
You know, ever since, and then last year before the free agency, the whole, like you said, the whole talk was him and Kyrie going to the Knicks or going to New York, not necessarily the Knicks or the Nets. So I feel like either way is going to be It's going to be a lot, and it's going to be a toss-up. I feel like, unfortunately, Minnesota don't got the leverage. Ownership has already said, move him. We need to move him like yesterday. Tibbs is like, oh, well, we're going to try and get the best deal. I feel like ownership is going to sweep the rug from underneath Tibbs. Like, yo, if you ain't, we'll take that second. Bring it. Like,
So I heard a report that they wanted a wing player, a young player, and a first-round pick.
But they want player and first?
Yeah. They want 2 players and a first-round pick. That's the last report that I read.
So basically, they trying to get back what they gave up to Chicago. That's what they're trying to do.
Exactly.
They trying to get back what they gave to us.
Exactly.
Which is understandable, but you got to think you 2 years deep now. Is
one, you 2 years deep. 2, your player don't want to be there, and he's a free agent at the end of the season.
And he got to get re-signed. So ain't nobody putting up that type of offer for no guarantee.
They're not gonna get it, man. They got to take these peanuts, or keep them there. Either or.
Basically, just sit them on the bench.
Yeah.
The other thing that I had was, what was it? It was Bron, obviously Kawhi, obviously that, and then Jimmy. The only other thing is just my expectation moving forward, man. I feel like it's going to be a lot of sleeper teams coming out of it because I feel like a lot more teams have had time to gel more. I think a lot of these non-super teams are going to give these super teams a hard time. That's just what I'm getting out of the media day. Like their like the camaraderie and the relationship they're building with each other is seeming like it's going to make for good basketball this season, personally.
We'll see. All is quiet in Golden State land right now.
Ain't nothing to be loud about.
You know what I mean? So I think like they're just like, all right, it's coming. The season's coming. We know what we about to do. And the rest of it ain't even the rest. That's a crazy thing, the way the NBA is structured right now. And it's so like disheartening because basketball used to be my number one sport. And now I find myself overly excited for football. You know what I'm saying? NFL. Like, I'm hyped, even though I don't know what my Giants is doing, but I'm just more hyped for NFL than I am for basketball. Some people go and clown on me and say it's because your Knicks is trash and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but that might be true. That might be true. But, like, I know the outcome of the NBA season. You know what I mean? Like, I know at least the top 2-3 teams, and nobody else has a real shot or contingent. But that's another debate. So what happens after the champion, the runner-up, and then maybe another team like Houston or who else after Houston? I'm not going to say OKC.
No.
So like who else after?
You mean just out of the West or
no,
period?
Or East. Nobody's on the East. Nobody's on the East. Nobody on the East is beating them.
I think Boston has the best chance.
They have the best chance. So Boston might be that runner-up.
Yeah.
Right? And then out of the West is Houston that can challenge Golden State. So it's disheartening, man.
I'm telling you, dog. Houston not even going to be close this year.
You don't think so?
I'm telling you, no.
Melo do that to you? Melo do that to you?
Not even just Melo. Like, honestly, not even just Melo. It's just I honestly feel like the way they were playing defense as a team said a lot last year. Like, it wasn't like they was only just outscoring Golden State. They were locking up and making them take tough shots with their length and their athleticism.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they lost that. They lost a big piece of that. Like, Trevor Ariza was making KD work.
Mm-hmm.
He just couldn't do it on the offensive end, so KD was just basically only working on offense. But then you put Gerald Green on Clay, or you put Gerald Green on Steph, Chris Paul on Clay, and, like, really running them around. You know, even Eric Gordon stepped up. Like, nobody ever has even put Eric Gordon in defense in the same sentence before. Last year, he was really, like, you could see the effort.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see that happening with you, man.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, so in the NBA media day passed, and we'll see, man. Season's right around the corner, man. Go Knicks. Knicks City all day.
I got you. Well, we're going to jump right into the next topic. Week 3 of the football season. Now, people, again, I apologize because you guys missed a good one for week 2. I promise you did. But week 3 recap. We just going to jump right into it. Biggest takeaways, Chips. What you got, man?
Oh, I had a rant last week, too. And lo and behold, the gods heard my prayers. Sherman heard my prayers.
Giants.
That boy Flowers in the locker room somewhere and took him off the field. And what happens? A couple of weeks ago, I was on here talking about, I don't know if Eli got it anymore. The man can't shift left or he can't shift right. Eli, I'm going to publicly apologize to you right now on Mizfitz Radio. I'm sorry, brother. Sorry. You came and had your second most efficient game ever in the NFL behind an offensive line that wasn't great. By all means, your boy J.J. Watt was getting them Willis behind a little bit. He was throwing them around a little bit to the left, to the right, the swim move, and running right through them. But we held firm. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't break. That offensive line picked up blocks. My man Eli was able to roll out the pocket, and that was one of the big things that I think Pat Shurmur initiated into the offense, was getting Eli not to just step back, but roll out to find a slant route or that one big play when he threw it to my boy, and he jumped up in the air and caught it. Beautiful. Like, for the Giants to have a running back like that can do that and just make it look so effortless, is beautiful. Like, the Giants' offense was clicking.
It's just beautiful.
Just beautiful. Just made me want to cry. Houston had no answers. And the way Eli shared the ball, every receiver got a touch. The one downside is we lost Evan Ingram.
That's big.
He might be out 2 to 4 weeks with an MCL sprain. So hopefully he's back sooner rather than later.
I don't want to talk about injuries.
Ooh, you're gonna get to your takeaway. But yeah. So for me personally, that was my big takeaway from NFL Week 3. My Giants finally getting on the winning side of things, albeit against Houston. So now we'll see what we do against Drew Brees and them boys down in New Orleans. My other takeaway is the Pats.
Okay.
I know they have some injuries. I know they're dealing with the injuries, like I said, but something ain't right. Like, you let the Bills.
They played the Lions. Pats played the Lions.
I mean, not the Bills, because that's my other takeaway. The Lions, like, basically handle you, like, easy. Like, this is the Detroit Lions that got killed by the New York Jets, all right? And my Jets is part of my bottom 5 for this week. And they're not looking like the Pats right now. Again, we got to see what happens with Gordon. When is he ready to play? Is he going to play next week? We don't know. But as of right,
I think that's the expectation.
Yeah, I think it is, but we'll still see. And we got to see how he fits. You know, they just lost the running back, Burkhead, and I think one of their, was it cornerback? Somebody else went to IR this week.
It might have been Eric Rowe because I know he didn't play last week.
I gotta look that up. I'll check the facts later. But I know they just sent 2 players to IR, and it for me the reason why I have this being bigger than some other people may, the Pats had a lot of off-season issues. There was a lot of rumors, with Belichick and with Brady, and they going back and forth saying
a lot of chatty patty this offseason.
Yeah, so they are really not looking right. And teams in their division, i.e., your Miami Dolphins, they came out. They playing football this year, so
they rolling.
So are the Pats going to be able to control and dominate this division and then keep it going into the playoffs like we're used to? Or is this dynasty dying before our eyes? And right now, up to week 3, it looks like the Pats are dying. So we have to see where that goes. The other big takeaway for me was I'm gonna piggyback Pop, your boy Mahomes. Whoo, yo.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yo, that kid is something special. Something special.
Fluke.
You think he fluke?
The fluke.
Nah, he ain't no fluke. You won't bet that yourself. You praying that he a fluke.
It's a fluke. Not now. It already passed. I don't make a difference no more. Sure.
But that boy is looking like the truth. He got the cheese rolling. They are right up there. I'll give you my power rankings, but they up there now. So that boy is looking unstoppable. When he did that scramble,
all right, we don't need play-by-play.
When he rolled left and then rolled right, and then his accuracy, like Pop said, is on so on point for a second-year player.
Yeah, all right.
And I'm sorry, man. I apologize. Your boys ain't get him, but this kid is looking like the truth. And my last takeaway of NFL is the Vikings.
Weren't they in your top 5 last week?
Huh?
Were they in your top 5 last week?
What they in my top 5? I didn't write my top 5 down. I can't remember, to be honest.
Somebody had the Vikings in their top 5.
I don't think I had them. I said it looks like they proved me wrong. In like an episode ago, 2 episodes ago.
Last week's episode when we did our top 5, somebody had them in their top 5. I
don't think it was me. We would have to go back because I should have wrote my top 5 down, but I forgot to. But I don't think I had the Vikings because I had them in the beginning of the season as one of my biggest disappointments.
You did.
And then I came back and I said, well, maybe I was wrong, but now it look like they proven me right. So, yeah, keep sucking Vikings so I could be true to my word and say, I was going to be the biggest disappointment in the NFL this year. So that was my takeaways from week 3 NFL recap.
So, yeah, this is a very sad week. I'm not even going to talk about it. Nope. My biggest takeaway Nope.
You got to get it off your chest, man. It's therapeutic, man. We talking to the people, man. Let the people know how you hurting right now.
Nope. I can't. It's my quarterback. My quarterback. Why he didn't just go out of bounds, I will never know. Everybody's saying, I'm hearing, it was going to happen anyway. No. The knee buckled.
When he tried to cut
when
up
Jimmy Garoppolo tried to cut back in.
Mm-hmm.
If he would have just started slowing down, going straight out of bounds, run back to the motherfucking huddle to call the next play. That's all you got to do. You're not a running back. You're not a tight end. You're not a wide receiver. Yeah, the cornerback is kind of small, but you know what? You're smaller. We need you to pass the ball.
Right. Keep going.
Then for, Shanahan to come back and say, C.J. Beathard is our quarterback. He knows our offense. No, he's not. he's not what we, F, I'm still going to tell you, I'm still winning that bet. So just have my bread ready. Giants still not going to have a better record than us. I don't care.
You don't believe that yourself.
I do believe it. Trust me.
What's y'all record right now?
Same as yours. 1-2.
All right. We still got our quarterback, though, so we good.
I mean, he just – no, you don't, but okay. Also, the biggest takeaway I got from this week is looking at all the games that were played, like division rivalries really matter this season. Like all these teams that play each other 2 times a year, you can see the difference. Like going back to last week when, Baltimore played Cincinnati, Cincinnati wiped them. But in week 1, Baltimore washed the team that they played. And then this week, Baltimore washed Denver, who I had in my top 5 last week. I can't front. But, like, literally, Baltimore is a very good team, surprisingly, an overall team. But then when they had that divisional game against Cincinnati, it was like they just couldn't do anything. Then you look at Jacksonville and Tennessee. Tennessee had to bring Mariota back in hurt. They wasn't trying to play him. And Tennessee really held them down. After all that talk about Blake Bortles and he was going to be the next this and the next that, he didn't do nothing. He was really Blake Bortles last week. He was really Blake Bortles. Jacksonville couldn't move the ball. They couldn't get no type of rhythm going. That score was literally like peewee football. Like there was no quarterbacks. It was all just run game, and whoever got a good run and got in the field goal range was it. They won. So looking at these divisional games, and even week 1 when, Cleveland and Pittsburgh tied. Then you got Pittsburgh now coming into Tampa Bay where everybody thinking, oh, man, Tampa Bay going to smoke their boots. Pittsburgh leaves with a win. Like, these divisional games really going to matter, and I think it's going to be a lot of surprises this season. It's really going to be strength of schedule. Whoever has the easiest schedule is really going to come out, and it's winning as many divisional games as you can. Even hate to bring up Cowboys and Giants. Cowboys are trash, but they just played the Cowboys tough. I mean, they played the Giants tough.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just –
Which always happens.
I think this year it's more of an impact, and it's more noticeable this year. I feel like it's way more noticeable to where it's going to make for some real good football. I think it's going to be a lot of good football games. And I think even with all the records now that you see, it's a lot of low records with a lot of 1 and 2 teams out there right now. I feel like it's not going to be a lot of 13-3 teams or 12-4 teams. It's going to be a lot of 10-6 teams, 11-5s, even 9-7s. So I think it's going to be some closer divisions, and I think it's going to be some closer games and some closer standings where this playoff race, when it do come up, is going to be real good. Like every game going to matter. Ain't going to be no, I'm resting my starters for the last 3 games of the year.
Hence why I'm loving the NFL way more than the NBA. Hence why, because the competition is clearly there. Nobody right now can say this team is the overall Super Bowl favorite outside of the Rams, who are looking spectacular. But do you really believe that? You see what I'm saying? But do you really believe that, and you think they're going to be able to carry it through all the way throughout the season? I don't know. Everybody is still on the same player field as far as your good teams are concerned. And I'm glad you touched on the Cowboys. What are your feelings, may I ask you, what are your feelings about Dak Prescott? Do you think he's a bust?
Overrated. Not a bust, but overrated. I feel like coming into it, he was a good quarterback. He he got thrown into a situation because of injury, and he benefited from that last year. They had a great line. Like, their offensive line was number 1 in the league, like hands down.
Plus the top running back.
Exactly. So he benefited from having a great running game, a defense that really couldn't couldn't really hold the lead. So he had to make plays, and he got basically swept under the rug. It wasn't really like, oh, well, Dak has these deficiencies. No, he really didn't have to pass much because they had a run game. If he did pass, it was dink and dunk, and he had wide receivers that would actually try and go get it. Most of the time they were in shootouts, so when they lost, it was because their defense lost. So most of people really blame their defense, not necessarily him, because he didn't have too many turnovers. He had like 4 picks, I think, last year, something like that. So he didn't really turn the ball over too much, but I feel like he's overrated. I feel like the real Dak Prescott is really coming out. This is why he fell to the 4th round. You know, it's a reason why he fell that low. He wasn't even top 10 quarterback talks. Like, there was way more quarterbacks that were more fit for him. So, yeah, that's my one. Him overrated, hands down.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see how he bounced back. Obviously, he had a horrible game, and now it's as if Zeke doesn't run the ball enough. You know, now the pressure is on the coach to see if he's going to run Zeke more or give the ball to Zeke more. But he already has one of the heaviest workloads in the NFL. I don't know how much more you can give Zeke the ball. Like, your quarterback has to be able to do something.
Yeah.
And it's crazy the disparity from when they played us, like you said, to when they went up there and played Seattle. It's like it was like a mirror image. I mean, a complete opposite image, not a mirror image. But so I don't know. Right now, I'm kind of reserved on Dak. I don't like to be a prisoner of the moment, although I am sometimes. But in situations like this, it's not my team. I'm not emotionally invested in them. I hope they do horrible.
Man,
but
fuck Dak. All these Cowboy fans with this unrealistic talking shit. We got Dak
we all know
that. Year.
Nah, we know they say that every year, and we know where they end up every year. Nobody pays any attention to a Cowboy fan. All y'all people that are arguing on Facebook, because that's the only social media I have, y'all know who I'm talking to. The Cowboys will always be trash. You never win another Super Bowl as long as we live. As long as Jerry Jones is in the building, okay? So that's what's going to happen there. But aside from that, I'm reserving judgment on Dak right now. I think he's still learning. He obviously has a lot of work to do.
He ain't got nobody to learn from. Their coach is trash. Their coach, if he was in any other system, any other organization, he would have been gone. Hands down. I think that's what's hindering him on becoming better. He could be better. He has the tools to be good, but he doesn't have a coach to push him to that next level. And they don't have any type of veteran leadership as far as quarterback-wise to help him get to. Also, that brings us to our next topic. The Steelers started off 0-2, and you look, they got a win this week. It was a tough win, especially since they almost gave the game away.
Fitzmagic tried to do his magic. Fell a little short.
He definitely made it a good one, but we're touching on that. That brings me to, like I said, the next topic. Le'Veon Bell. Starting 0-2, getting a tough win. Should they have paid that man?
Pay that man. Pay that man. He is your workhorse. Yes, you have Antonio Brown, but it's clear to everybody that Le'Veon Bell gave Ben Roethlisberger the ultimate weapon to use in a running game, and also just as the Giants are using Barkley in the passing game. He opens up so much on the field for Antonio Brown to work, for Big Ben to do his work. When you have a player like that, I know he's a running back, and the stigma against running backs that they are not valuable. But when you have a running back of that caliber, you have to pay him. Like, you have to give a man what he's worth, not because of what position he plays, but what he brings to your organization. And I know a few Steelers fans who are very upset with the organization. They don't understand how they can let this linger on the way it's lingering on. Then you have the whole fallout from it. Like, it started with Le'Veon. He's not playing. He's not showing up to practice or OTAs or whatever. Now the season starts. He's still not here. So you have his teammates, some going against him, some rallying with him. Now you also had the rumors going on about Antonio Brown. And it all leads from this dispute that the Steelers, for some reason, have with Le'Veon Bell. And if you give a team, and this is why people feel like the players in different organizations don't get enough respect, because this man clearly was your workhorse. He clearly gave you 100% heart and soul in every game and put up numbers, dominating numbers, and you don't want to pay him? Why? Because the stigma on running back is they're easily replaceable. Well, who are you going to get to replace him right now the way y'all playing?
Good question. I mean, so for my part of it, I was actually prepared to come in here and disagree with that statement. I think they don't need to pay him. At least I thought. And that was what I was prepared to come in with because of the play of James Conner. Like, James Conner has actually been playing very good these last 3 weeks. But then with what you said, it actually made a lot of sense now. And I see, obviously, it all goes hand in hand where, you know, they play a part. But James Conner's been having good games. Why is that? Oh, you know what? Teams are playing more double high safety now. Antonio Brown just caught his first touchdown pass.
Yes.
Him and Ben haven't been able to get on the same page, and that's why. Like you said, it's like him being the workhorse, or, you know, that main cog in the middle of running the ball, and defenses having to really like, okay, I have to devote at least one linebacker. If he's not running the ball, that linebacker has to be in man coverage on him while we're in zone. Like, has to be. And and I think that really plays a part in it. So I'm going to agree with you on that. I think he is definitely that important of a factor. Now, I hope they don't pay him, because I hope 49ers go after him. We'll pay him all the money he wants. Please. John, go ahead and do that. We already lost one running back. Alfred Morris ain't doing it, and I think Matt Breida out too. So, John, go ahead and do that. We need something right now. Jimmy gone. Stop playing. But, yeah, like, he's 26 years old. You're franchise tagging him, and he literally touches the ball, I mean, essentially damn near as much as your quarterback.
Yep.
So you have to. I feel like you have to. And I feel like you said, the impact on the team has been great, where it's been a locker room divided. Some players going through the motions of, obviously, you know, don't talk on the next man money. You know, that's like unspoken rule. And then the others is like, fuck his money. He was supposed to be here by now. We out here struggling. I got 1 year left on my contract. I'm 34 years old. I don't got many years left. This is probably my last chance of getting to a Super Bowl. We got all the pieces that we could, you know, that can get us there, but you bullshit. You know, they all looking at the Lombardi Trophy talking about this could be us, but you bullshitting right now. So I agree. I definitely feel like he needs to get his money. I feel like he is going to get his money no matter what. Somebody going to pay him. If they don't, somebody else will. But I don't know. Like, I don't see how long he stays out for. I think, like, the talks right now is just him wanting to preserve his body, but how long does that count? You know, do you stay out half the season? I mean, I'm sure.
Like, what game do you come in? Do you come in game 6? Do you come in? Like who? It's a mess. It's a mess in Pittsburgh right now.
Yeah, and I think this is probably the longest holdout we've seen so far. I mean, I don't think longest ever, but
that I can recall.
It's definitely the longest of a start that I can recall as well. I'll do some fact checking on that. Get back to y'all next week on that. But I think this is definitely the longest, like, Usually when dudes threaten to hold out, the teams be like, well, go ahead. We're going to call your bluff. And they be like, all right, I'm playing. I'm back.
I'm playing. Come back.
I'm playing. I'm back in preseason.
Let me restructure this guy's contract to fit you in here.
Yeah, but I think both teams is like, nah, you better take this franchise, bro. You take this franchise.
They steadfast fast too. And I think the biggest player getting hurt from it is not Ben Roethlisberger. I think it's Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
Like you said, other teams can focus on him now. Then Connor is going to do what he does, but nobody's scared of him. You know, he's not the game changer that Le'Veon Bell is. So I think the player that's being hurt most from that is Antonio Brown.
Yeah. So power rankings, you know. What do you got? Nah,
fam. We're going to let you start because they missed last week. We're going to let you start.
Okay.
Because it's going to be similar to what you had.
You want me to give them these great predictions right here. Okay. You want me to give them these on-point, accurate numbers. Okay. So I'm going to start with my bottom 5. Cardinals is the worst.
The yak is almost gone, but go ahead.
Yeah. Cardinals is definitely the worst. Raiders is right behind them, like fighting for it. I got the Texans, Bills, and the only reason I don't got the Bills at the second worst is because they actually got a win, a surprise win, but I feel like it was just because it was the rookie and they really didn't have no footage on it. Mm-hmm. But Bills and then Colts. I feel like the Colts is stinking it up. Top 5 power rankings. This is where the money's made.
Hear what you got to say.
We got Rams, Chiefs, Jags have fallen to 3. Dolphins is at 4. Dolphins made their way up from 5 to 4. Yo, help Dolphins, dog. They 3-0.
I'm not going to argue with you this week. They got another victory. They are 3-0.
And it was a tough victory, too.
They are 3-0. I'm still not a believer, though. But go ahead. Who's your number 5?
Saints. Saints have definitely crept into my top 5. I feel like all the talk that we have about Antonio and Julio, Michael Thomas is definitely like, he has like 39 catches in week 3.
Tearing it up, leading all receivers,
like
in almost every category.
I see him and Drew Brees breaking the single season record again. Like, I don't think it's going to get to the point where they break the touchdown record that Randy Moss and Tom Brady did, but I think he might break the yard record as far as receiver goes. And I think Drew Brees is going to top it again, personally. Like, between that and, I mean, honestly, they don't even need Mark Ingram to come back off of suspension after week 4. Like,
my Giants played them on Sunday.
Yeah. Good luck.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Giants played them, huh? It's going to be. But that's my power rankings.
Yeah, that's cold as ice. That's cold as ice. Let me start off by saying we don't rehearse like that for other shows, like other shows do. These are straight freestyles and our own studies, but we are almost on each set of power rankings. We are almost mirror image. For my bottom 5, I have, like you, the Cardinals, Raiders, Houston, and Bills. Cardinals being number 32. The Raiders, like, what a turnaround. Like, John Gruden, like, what does he do? Like, you know what I mean? Like, Marshawn Lynch down there, and they like, oh, Raider Nation, they about to go to Vegas. Like, what are they doing? Like, it's horrible. It looks disgusting. Obviously, my Giants killed Houston yesterday. Not yesterday. Sunday. And then you have the Bills. Like you said, the reason why the Bills jumped up to number 29 for me is because they got the big upset last week. And my 28th spot is the only spot we differ is the Jets.
Okay. Damn,
Jets,
PH. He disrespectful, PH.
My bad, PH, but the Jets are being Jets right now. You know what I mean? You had a good game. But listen, let's be fair. They got a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
You know, they are still figuring things out. So right now, I think that's where they at 28. Nothing bad against them. They are actually playing okay football. They were in that game last week.
Yeah.
But you know, just couldn't pull it off.
That's what your quarterback really killed them.
Yeah. So, but they, like I said, they still growing. So they round up my bottom five. And again, similar to your top five, I have the Rams number one. Like I said earlier in the podcast, they are playing spectacular. I don't know who has an answer for them right now. The only question for me is, can they maintain this throughout the season?
You know what's going to be big? These injuries that they just got. Keith Talib and Marcus Peters just got hurt.
Yeah.
So they both going to be out. They think Marcus Peters might be back sooner, but they both going to be out at least 2 weeks, it looked like.
Yeah, so we'll see. But, you know, in the NFL, they say next man up. So I think they have a well-rounded team to where they could overcome some injuries, temporary injuries. So we'll see how that goes. But right now, they're still rolling strong at number one. If I'm not mistaken, I think I had Jags over them last week, if I'm not mistaken. But obviously the Jags took an L, so they fell back a couple of spots for me. Number two, I have the Chiefs and my man, or Pop's man, Mahomes. Like I said, they doing their thing, they rolling. That offense is potent. It's nothing much I can say about them, but other than, you know, they doing their thing. Number three, I have the Jags, like you, fell back because of the L they just took. They took Blake Bortles, looking like Blake Bortles last week.
Definitely was.
We'll see if they can maintain number three or get back to the winning ways. Number four is where we differ.
Go ahead and say them Dolphins, baby. Get them Dolphins in there,
Ain't no damn Dolphins, B. Dolphins nowhere near my top five, B. I got the Dolphins ranked probably 8 or 9 right now. That's where
they
undefeated? Yeah, listen. I don't believe it, man.
You're a hater.
I don't believe
Tannehill out here balling.
Not taking look, Tannehill is balling.
And you know what was funny too? The one thing, because it was you. The one thing you was like, who you gonna take? Kenny Stills? But then I look at the FanDuel, you got Kenny Stills at your wide receiver.
He got me some points. He got me a couple points last week. So yeah, but my number 4 is the Carolina Panthers, man. They are playing real well. And to round out my top 5, I have, like you, the New Orleans Saints. Like you said, Drew Brees doing his thing, Kamara doing his thing, Michael Thomas doing his thing. And if it wasn't for that one glitch they had in that game, what was that, week 2? Week 2?
No. They lost week 1.
Week 1?
Yeah. The Bucks.
Yeah. Week 1. They could be easily undefeated right now. Yeah, they could be easily undefeated right now. So I have them at my top as my number 5 team right now. Okay.
You know what? Those Panthers definitely are playing big, though. Pause. Those Panthers are definitely playing huge football, and Cam is actually playing consistent football. Like, he's making smart decisions.
Shout out to Cam for backing up that Kelvin Benjamin situation. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth, young man.
Watch how you speak on my name, fam.
My man Cam doing his thing out here.
Christian McCaffrey, too, definitely playing huge.
Let me tell you something, man. Shout out to O, man.
I don't even want to talk about it.
He came to the FanDuel and was like, in the chat in the FanDuel said he's Big Chip's daddy, pause.
Out of Pappy?
It was a little disrespectful, but he got the best of me. I finished 5 this week, and he finished number 1, mainly because I took Zeke over McCaffrey. When I was fighting between Gio Bernard, McCaffrey, and Zeke, and I ended up going with Zeke, and I think that was my downfall, man. But shout out to O, man. You're doing your thing right now. But I told you, I start FanDuel slow, but I'm coming back, baby. I'm coming back.
He definitely doing his thing. First 3 weeks, in the money, 3 weeks in a row.
In the money.
You know what it is, though? I ain't even going to hold him. That's beginner's luck. That's all.
It might be.
That's beginner's luck. He out here, you know, he a numbers guy, so he out here doing the numbers. He trying to do the odds. He playing the odds. It's all right. You know, luck have it. You know, Hef ain't want to join because he was scared to put his bread up. You know? So it's all right. We'll see what happens. But transitioning now, another major event happened this weekend, guys. Tiger Woods. I thought your chair almost broke or something. I thought you was about to fall. Dog.
Shout out to my man Tiger back, baby. He back.
Tiger Woods winning, you know, the PGA tournament. First win since 2013. Obviously gets everybody, you know, talking. And, you know, some people say the biggest comeback since, you know, MJ going to play baseball and then coming back with the 4-5 on his back, you know. Some say the biggest comeback since Peyton Manning going to the Broncos and winning the chip after neck surgery, after neck surgery, after neck surgery.
Pause.
I don't nope.
It sounded kind of crazy.
No.
Too many necks in there.
That's just your mind. Your mind is pause worthy. It's just you. But Tiger Woods, I'm gonna start this one. I feel like Tiger Woods' impact on winning that is huge. I feel like him winning, being able to have the lead in that tournament and actually close it out and finish it said a lot. Even more so than if he were to come from behind and beat somebody. Being able to play with the lead in golf is probably one of the hardest things to do because it's maintaining your strokes. Pause. Now, this whole conversation is about to be paused. Oh, man. It's being able to maintain and keep your stroke count low. And you know, being able to do what you're supposed to do on these par 5s, par 4s, you know, minimizing your bogeys. If you can take a small risk and, you know, add a birdie, you know, you do that, but it's about maintaining. And I think that was big for him. I think where the impact comes for him with this, though, is now going into the Ryder Cup. I think him taking this momentum and, you know, he was talking a lot of smack. You know, when he got interviewed, talking about, you know, all these dudes were talking about they really wanted the, you know, they wanted the real Tiger Woods. They ain't want that. They don't want to see that smoke.
They want that smoke.
They don't want that smoke.
They want that smoke.
But I think that's going to be big. I think I'm expecting a big showing in the Ryder Cup coming up, personally.
Yeah. So Tiger, man, shout out to Tiger Woods, man. Not just on golf, but in his personal life. Everybody has their demons. You go through different issues in your personal life. And nobody can speak on your work ethic, you know what I mean, to be great at what you do. And for me, Tiger Woods personally has me interested in golf. Golf was like hockey. Like I'm from Brooklyn, Bushwick. You know, it wasn't no golf talk. It wasn't no hockey talk. It was NFL, football, college football for some, and college basketball.
Dark side.
Dark side all day, right? It's on my arm if y'all can't see, you know what I mean? But it's there. But Tiger Woods is back. I think people seen it coming, but they were still skeptical because his comeback recently, his main problem has been consistency. To be able to put 4 days of golf together in order to win a tournament. Obviously, this tournament wasn't a major, so it wasn't as much pressure on him to win. The talent field wasn't as big and as powerful and as tough as a major, but he was able to put together 4 days of good enough golf to win. He was hitting his drives very well. He had a couple of birdies in there on the last day, I believe. So it's just a testimony to how hard he's come because he's tried to come back before.
Definitely,
and
yeah.
he kept, wasn't right. His swing wasn't right. His putting game wasn't on par. His back really was a wrap. And I work in the medical field, so I know how difficult back injuries can be. And
I was going to ask for your expert opinion on that. Since you see, sports injuries and sports surgeries such as that.
Yeah. So when you're dealing with the spine is basically what they say is the spine is your central cell to your body. That's your central station. That's your command center. Everything that you do with your arms, with your legs, comes from your spine and the nerves that run from there. And when you think about golf, in order for you to swing and twist your body, the torque that's involved has a great deal to do with your spine. So that's why many people wrote Tiger off. Like, oh, his back is done. There's no way. It's easier to get over a knee injury when you're playing golf, or ankle injury, or wrist injury, than it is your spine. When you swing that golf club, your spine twists, and you got to think about it. When you're in the sandbox, you gotta have one leg up in the air, and you gotta twist all different kind of ways, left to right, and around in circles when you're playing golf. And for him to be able to overcome that and put together 4 days, I think it's only a matter of time. Yes, it was not a major, but I think it's only a matter of time that he gets that next major and continues on his quest to be if not already, the greatest golfer of all time.
Oh, I think he's already there. I think he's hands down. He has that.
I believe that too. But again, it's like the NBA and Jordan versus LeBron. Who has the rings? Who doesn't have the rings? He has to get, in some people's eyes, that major record in order for him to be the best golfer of all time.
I got you.
Definitely the most impactful golfer of all time.
Hands down.
Huh?
I said hands down.
Hands down. Like nobody has impacted that sport as much as Tiger. Did you see the crowd that was walking with him to that final hole? Like,
oh,
it was crazy. It was like Obama was walking down the street and everybody was behind him. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really a spectacle. And to see a back golf have that scene again, it was amazing. And
what was funny to me? It made me think, damn, ain't nobody watching none of these other golfers.
That's what I was going to say. Like, it's crazy because the other golfers, they was in R2. They was like, yo, we back. You know what I'm saying? Like golf has that face again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When Tiger was injured and he was out, it was McIlroy and what's the other kid name? Can't think of it right now.
Recent?
But it was,
Recent? It was Jordan Spieth?
Spieth and the dude that wore the color shirts and shorts. And, what is his name?
I don't know.
I can't think of his name right now. I'm gonna do some fact checks real quick. But nobody had that face. Nobody was that star of golf. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was Tiger. Nobody had the ability to be Tiger. Nobody could draw interest into any given tournament outside of a major than Tiger. You know what I mean? So he just proved that he's back. Shout out to you again, Tiger, for doing that. Congratulations on that win.
Shout out to Tiger for really holding down like a solid 6 right now too with his girl. Like, yo, she's like really a solid old joint. Sound like she just look old and washed in the face. But you know what? That's probably what he needed, son. He needed that joint that was like, she looked like she would definitely be on Snap if he tried something slick. So, like, he got to keep it straight, Paul. But shout out for that, man.
Oh, man. But, yeah, man, Tiger back, man. If you don't think so, I don't know what you're watching, but he back. Yo, I'm really trying to find this guy's name, man. Oh, man. The colorful shorts, son. I know you know what I'm talking about. When I say a name, you're going to be like, oh, yeah.
Young dude or old dude?
Young dude, man. Hold on. Don't cut the break yet. Let me see. Talk about something else while I look at the facts, man. We ain't got four people talking, so
You go ahead and do that. The one thing I did want to touch on is, with him finally winning another event, I think this goes to show or leads to the question of where would you have Tiger Woods ranked as like all-time greatest athletes?
Tiger Woods, all-time greatest athletes. All right.
Like period in general, not just catered to their own sport. Like, you're taking all of that.
That's so tough to do, man, because each sport is so different, man. Like, how I honestly can't do it. I can only say that Tiger is the top golfer in his sport. That's all I can say. Tiger doesn't do what a football player does. You know what I mean?
But don't forget, back in the day when Tiger was in his prime, pause this whole next comment, Tiger was in some serious shape.
Yeah, no, he was, but he's not a football player. You know what I mean? He's not Jordan. He's not picking up a ball. It was funny because I was listening to a show a couple of days ago, maybe like a week or two ago, and they was talking about different athletes and being, when you look at a LeBron James or what's Sidney Crosby, a player like that, who you think is just like a freak of an athlete. Sometimes you put another sport equipment in their hand and they look like a complete buffoon. You know what I mean? Because they're so like they just like they are a freak in their sport, but it doesn't always translate to another sport. So do I think Tiger can do what Lawrence Taylor did in the NFL or Michael Jordan did in the NBA or a Derek Jeter or A-Rod did in the MLB? I don't think so. You know what I mean? But as far as most influential and impactful person in any given sport, he's right up there with Jordan for me. He's right up there with Jordan. 1A, 1B, however you want to flip it. I would give Tiger the nod over Jordan in that aspect because if you take away Jordan, you got Magic, you got Bird, you got
there's other staples to it. Yeah.
Yeah, you got LeBron, you got Kobe, you got so many other players that you can plug in Jordan's spot. That's always been a debate. Who's going to debate you about Tiger Woods?
I mean, you got a couple. Not as many as Jordan would have.
Yeah, so
golf, you got Jack Nicklaus, you got Arnold Palmer, you got a couple of guys.
Right, those are the legends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know if they ever bring a crowd like Tiger brings a crowd. You know, it may be due to the times and golf becoming more and more accessible to the common folk, not just the rich folk, like it was when Nickerson and Palmer was playing. But that's a sign of the times, and Tiger brings that money in, man. And I found that fact check. Check the stats. Ricky Fowler.
Okay.
Yeah. So at one point they was trying to make him the face of golf.
Yeah.
And he was a character, but he couldn't. Nobody can take Tiger. Nobody can beat Tiger. Nobody can be that face of golf right now.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be tough for a long time to come because nobody had the impact as him as well as won as much as him. Because when he was winning, like it was literally Tiger against the field. Like,
oh yeah.
You knew, like, who in this one? Tiger? Yeah. Oh yeah, we playing for second, y'all. Let's get ready.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just we covered a multitude of topics today. Definitely hope you guys enjoy it.
Shout out to the two amigos.
But like, subscribe, share. We need all the views we can.
Comment on that boy picking the Dolphins.
Comment on those Dolphins. Tell me why Dolphins shouldn't be in the top 5.
Rank, what you had them ranked number 4?
4, baby.
We don't believe you need more people.
Defense, offense, special teams. They're a complete team right now.
All right, we'll see.
But that's it for us here. Mizfitz Sport Radio. Another one in the books, ladies and gentlemen. As always, we'll catch you next week. We're out of here.
Peace and love, y'all.